What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamly? This is, of course, here's Jamiroquai 2000 with another special episode of the QUAICast, a Jamiroquai podcast by the Jamly for the Jamly. In today's special episode of the QUAICast, I'm going to be doing a bit of an in-depth episode looking at all the events that are transpiring in late January into early February of 2023 surrounding the new Dolby Atmos spatial audio version of Traveling on Moving that was recently released in the early part of 2023 on the Apple Music streaming platform. Now, there are currently two versions of spatial audio, of album versions of Traveling on Moving that were recently released, the first of which was done by the folks at Dolby Atmos, which was the first spatial audio version of an album by Jamiroquai to make its debut, as I said at the beginning of this episode of the QUAICast, over on Apple Music's paid music streaming platform. There are currently two contests that are currently going online as part of the events surrounding this highly anticipated remastered album of Jamiroquai for Traveling on Moving. One for a listening party that is being hosted by Dolby over in London and one in Los Angeles. Both of those contests recently made their way onto social media and are available for members of the Jamly to enter. The first of which in London is they're only accepting entries up to January 17th, and the contest in Los Angeles is going to entries for that contest are only being accepted up to January 18th. Also happening around these events for Dolby Atmos, or the spatial audio version of Traveling on Moving, is a listening party that was actually advertised over on Tim's Twitter listening party, which is a really cool concept that recently came onto social media. It was a company that was founded by Tim Burgess. If you don't know who Tim Burgess is, he is the lead singer of a great British band called The Charlatans. Well, back in the late 2010s, he came up with the great idea of listening parties in social media, where fans and band members could come together and listen to their favorite albums by the said artist, or just hanging out and talking about music. Well, it was really cool to hear that Jamiroquai had recently hooked up with Tim's Twitter listening party to do a listening party for the Dolby Atmos version of Traveling on Moving from Jamiroquai, and it's been reported on social media that JK of Jamiroquai will actually be a co-host at this Tim's listening party for Jamiroquai's Dolby Atmos version of Traveling on Moving, which will be happening on January 23rd at 8 p.m. UK time on the official Tim's Twitter listening party official website. So if you want to tune in for that, be sure to tune in on January 23rd at 8 p.m. at Tim's Twitter listening party.com to be listening in and listen to JK's hot takes on this amazing, even more in-depth remastering of Jamiroquai's album Traveling on Moving in Dolby Atmos. And lastly, of the events that are going to be transpiring around these amazing Dolby Atmos and spatial audio remastering of Jamiroquai's album Traveling on Moving from 1996 via Apple Music, it was also announced that the fine folks at Pitchblack Playback, for those members of the Jamly that are uninitiated and don't know what Pitchblack Playback is, it's another one of those music listening party kind of cool concepts that Jamiroquai in the past has actually hooked up with during the 25th anniversary of Traveling on Moving, and of course during the 30th anniversary of Jamiroquai back in 2022 and 2021. To do a live music listening where everybody wears a blindfold and listens to a high-definition version of an album. And Pitchblack Playback has become quite popular in the UK surrounding classic, old, and brand-new albums that otherwise wouldn't get very good promotion online. But it was announced on social media that Pitchblack Playback would be hooking up with Jamiroquai to be doing two live listening parties for Jamiroquai's spatial audio version of their album Traveling on Moving, one in London and one in Los Angeles. The London listening party will be in Highgate on January 26, 2023, and the listening party for stateside members of the Jamly will be in Los Angeles and Westlake on February 15th, 2023. Tickets for both of those events are currently available online at www.pitchblackplayback.com. And that's it for this episode of the QUAICast Podcast. Further information about entry into these two pre-mentioned contests, links to pitchbackplayback.com to buy tickets for those upcoming listening parties, and more information about the Tim's Listening Party event with JK of Jamiroquai can all be found down in the description area of this episode of the Jamiroquai Minute, down below on its upload on YouTube, Anchor FM, and Spotify. As always, this is Jamiroquai2000. Thank you again for listening to this episode of the QUAICast. If you like what you hear, be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to ding the bell on your YouTube to stay up to date on all the latest new content coming from the Jamiroquai2000 YouTube channel. I'm going to try to be bringing you all the latest news when I can, where I can, as we enter into this new year of 2023, into the second 30th anniversary, of course, the second year of the 30th anniversary of the band Jamiroquai. Thank you again for listening, and I'll see you again really soon with more Jamiroquai-related content here on the QUAICast, a Jamiroquai podcast for the Jamly by the Jamly. Bye-bye, everybody, and take care.